What's up, everybody? Thank you all so much for being here today. It is a pleasure, it is an honor to have you all here at the first ever El Centro Latinx Student Welcome, everybody. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Please show some love in the chat. Do your reactions, your thumbs up, your clapping reactions. Make sure you do some comments on the little chat. And so, just real quick, everybody, my name is Fabian Pavon. I am a student services support staff with Mount San Antonio College, and so basically, I'm helping out with El Centro and making sure that our Latinx students are here and are welcomed and are supported, everybody. And so I'm very excited because, like I said, this is the first time we're ever doing this. So this is very important. This is a huge milestone for us. This is something that students have been wanting for a while. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, everybody. So just some quick announcements. So for those of you that are in Promise Plus, please email me your student your name, your email, and your student ID number. And so I just went ahead and dropped my email on the chat right now. So it's fpavon@mountsac.edu. So for those of you in Promise Plus, if you want to get credit for being here today, please email me your information. Again, fpavon@mountsac.edu, everybody. So real quick, we want to go ahead and talk a little bit. We want to go ahead and get started. So again, we're gonna acknowledge how we got here today. We're gonna get to know You're gonna get to know some of the staff. We want to get to know some of you all as well, some of the students. We're gonna talk a little bit about the history of central type programs at universities and their importance, and also a little bit about how El Centro here at Mount Sac came to be today. We're also gonna have a couple performances. We're gonna have some guest speakers, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about how El Centro can actually support you. So let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So real quick, I do want to acknowledge that we are on Native American land. And so for those of us living in the Los Angeles area, we are the original caretakers of this land are the Tongva people, the Gabrielino Tongva. And so some of the folks, some of the native folks go by the Quiche. A majority of them go by the Tongva. And so if you look at this map, you can kind of see a little bit. You can see some of the villages. So kind of like some of the closest ones to Mount Sac are right here. So like Toibina, that's Pomona, and so we have some in Claremont, Covina, La Puente, West Covina. So we're like somewhere in this area right here at Mount Sac. So just wanted to make sure we acknowledge the land that we are on. Mount Sac actually sits on top of a Tongva woman's a Tongva woman actually used to take care of the land that Mount Sac now sits on top of. And so it's important to acknowledge this because it's easy to forget that we didn't create everything that's here today. All of the freeways, there were once pathways that the Tongva and other native folks utilized. They had already been utilizing this walkways and travel routes. We just built on top of them. A lot of the major cities like Los Angeles and other cities, they were already highly populated civilizations that the Tongva actually created, and we just came in and kind of took over that. So just wanted to make sure we acknowledge the land. Also wanted to acknowledge that if it wasn't for Mecha, the Mount Sac students, they're the ones that put in the work and the sacrifice to really make sure that El Centro came to be. And so, that's just we want to make sure that we acknowledge the student struggle to make El Centro a reality. So just a little bit about El Centro. El Centro is the Latinx student support program here on campus. And so, the X and Latinx, when I use Latinx or when I use the X and whether it be Chicanx or Latinx. I'm making a conscious decision to acknowledge that there's folks that might identify as male, might identify as female, or might not identify as either, or might identify as both. And so this is just a conscious decision. You know, you all have the right to identify yourself as whatever you want to identify. You know, for example, me, I identify as a Chicano male with indigenous Purepecha roots, and so you all can identify as what you feel you identify. And so again, just a little bit about El Centro. You know, we are a student support program that focuses on the academic and success and cultural enrichment of our Latinx student population here at Mount SAC. And so just a little bit about some of the folks who make El Centro work. So El Centro, and we're gonna get more into detail with this, but El Centro is currently housed under the Bridge program. And so the Bridge program has been nice enough to really, you know, take in El Centro and help us develop it and help support our students. And so some of the folks that you might run into, you know, when it comes to utilizing some of our services are Doctora Annabelle Perez, who is the Bridge Program Counselor and Coordinator, Lisette Trejo, who is a Bridge Program Counselor, also Maria Madero Fernandez, also known as Nayeli, she's our Educational Advisor, Jolene Chong, she's our Bridge Program Coordinator, Esther Hernandez Nunez, she's the Bridge Program Administrative Specialist, and of course myself, I'm a Student Services Support Staff. Uh, by any chance, are any of our Bridge and El Centro staff here today and maybe would like to share a couple words before we move on?
Hi, Fabian. Hi, everyone.
Go ahead, Lizette.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you're back. You want to go? Go for it.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Annabelle. It's nice to see all of you through the Zoom format. I recognize some familiar faces. I miss you. I miss you so much. Thinking of you, sending good vibes. Okay, I see more videos coming on. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Sending you a kiss. I miss seeing you all in the center in that space. Just wanted to welcome you and really thank Fabian for putting this together. If you haven't had a chance to connect with Fabian, please try to, because he is an amazing person. And so this is the first time we have this kind of event. I do want to share that the program has recently, I think we've been around for, let's see, maybe like a year now, a little bit more than a year, Fabian, right? And so it is still kind of like a baby, right? And so in a little while, Fabian is going to share a little bit about the future. So in just a year and a half or so, through the advocacy of Mecha and other students who started participating and really wanting El Centro to grow, the college is going to put more resources into the program. And so I'll let Fabian share that with you in a little bit. But just wanted to say hello. I wanted to give a little quick advertisement for the counselors and advisors for the Bridge program. They are also available to see students in El Centro. So please, if you haven't yet, I know this is just the beginning of the fall semester, but if you haven't yet made an appointment to see a counselor or an advisor, you have access to all of the Bridge counselors and advisors, which also include, of course, Lizette, which you'll meet in a little bit, but also part-time counselor Diana Casas, as well as Andrea Torres. So try to connect with us in that way if you can. And I'm just excited to be here in this space and share this hour and a half with you. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And again, it's nice to see so many familiar faces once again.
Awesome. Do we have anybody else who would like to introduce themselves from the staff?
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisette Trejo, and I'm a counselor for the Bridge program. And I just want to also echo everything that Annabelle has said. Missed all of you. It's so nice to see so many of you on video and here on this platform. I know that it has been a very crazy time, to say the least, but I also want to say that You all inspire me, and I admire all of you for just continuing to pursue and push on, and do what you have to do during these times. And we're here. We haven't left, although we're physically, not on campus. We're still physically here in some kind of way, shape, or form virtually. So please connect with us. Take a picture of this screen that Fabian has up here right now with our contact information. You can always email us through the Bridge email as well. But I just wanted to welcome all of you and say hi. And thank you also, Fabian, for hosting and having this time for all of us to kind of just be here and see faces. It's always nice to see you on camera. I know sometimes it's hard to be on camera, and our environment sometimes is a little bit challenging to be on camera, but as much as you can, please, I encourage you to be on camera in your classes, on your Zoom meetings, whenever you can. Don't worry about what you look like or who's walking behind you or who's crying or what, all that. We want to hear it all. And my house is a little quiet, so I always appreciate the noise. So definitely be on video as much as you can. But anyways, just wanted to say hello, miss all of you, and thank you for allowing me to be here and share this awesome space with all of you.
Thank you so much, Lisette. And I believe that's all of the El Centro and Bridge staff that we have in attendance with us. Thank you all for, I already got some emails for those of you in Promise Plus. So those, if you're just joining in, if you're a part of Promise Plus, please make sure you email me your name, your phone number, and your student ID number. I mean, not your phone number, your email and your student ID number. And I went ahead and dropped my email. And I see that Nayeli just jumped in. Nayeli, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. How's it going? This is Nayeli Madero. I think my name is listed on there as Maria Madero Fernandez. I have a super long name, so that's me. That's my email. I just want to say hello, welcome, bienvenidos al Centro, right? A la Bienvenida del Centro. I'm here to support you all. I'm the educational advisor currently for the Bridge program. I've met with a few of you, and those of you that I haven't met with, feel free to book an appointment. I'm here to support you all, and just want to say thank you to Fabian and all of you for being here today. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Nayeli, and thank you so much to everyone that has been working together to make sure El Centro and Bridge are successful and that our students are supported. You are much appreciated from the bottom of my heart. All right, so let's go on to the next slide, everybody. So we have a really special guest with us today. His name is Alejandro Chipecoat Juarez, also known as Califas, and he's a danza azteca. He's a danza azteca dancer. He is also a poet. He's an activist. He graduated from Mount SAC, and he transferred to the University of California, Los Angeles, and that's where he's currently at right now. And him and I, we did so much work at Mount SAC when we were students, and it's just beautiful to see that our work is still being continued by the students and by the college as well. So we're gonna go ahead and hear a little bit of spoken word art from Alejandro Chipecoat Juarez, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share so we can see Alejandro. Alejandro, you're cutting off.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Give me a sec. Can y'all hear me now? Better?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Man, it's that Boost Mobile, for those that know, if you know, you got that boost. But how's it going, everyone? My name is Alejandro Chipecoat Juarez. I'm coming to you live right here out of work. I just got out of work. For all those that are working right now, that are, you know, listening in with their headphone on one ear and, you know, flipping burgers or putting up drywall or whatever, you know, on the other, whatever it may be. I appreciate your grind and your struggle and your strive, right? Also to all of those that woke up today, that, you know, showed up to class, that showed up here today. I appreciate you and I acknowledge you and I thank you, you know, and I also see you and I see your grind and your shining. You know, I want to give a big special thanks to the people of El Centro, to all the student organizers, the student workers, to Fabian, as well as all the OGs and bridge staff, you know, such as Annabelle, Lizette Trejo, Nayeli, and everybody else that is still, you know, rocking it. A little bit about me was that I transferred from Mount San Antonio College in 2018. I started in the summer of 2014, so I was there for 4 years. So for those that are like stressing about, damn, I've been here for like 5 years or 8 years or how many years, like don't even trip, you know, just know that you got to keep pushing forward. And one of the reasons why I was able to move forward was because of programs like El Centro, right? I didn't have El Centro when I was there. That was just a thought, right? When we got to Mount Sac and we started Mount Sac Mecha, you know, we had all these crazy ideas, and to finally see, you know, El Centro happen and be one of the poets speaking at it is truly a dream and a manifestation come true. And with all the work of the current Mechistas and last year's Mechistas that made this happen, much love to y'all and peace and power and prosperity. So I'm gonna do a couple poems today. And the first poem is gonna be a collaborative piece, right? With my best friend, my homie, my compadre, Fabian Pavon, also known as Brown Conchita, like brown pan concha, and we're gonna do a piece together. And I'm gonna let my boy start it off, and then I'm gonna go into it. And here we go.
I didn't expect this, but okay.
I told you yesterday. We're like, hey, you gonna do that? All right, let's do it.
Now I don't know about you, but I expect to make it. Wearing name brands and naked. And I don't respect the nation that expects me to lay down and just take it.
Take it.
Because this feeling I get when my mom comes home from work stressed to still serve me with the best Mexican food in the U.S.
Bless.
But I still feel this unrest, see? Because something is not right. See, my mom tells me, tenemos que seguir luchando. We must continue to fight. Continue to struggle. They label me trouble because I'm brown. My folks from out of town. And I don't fit the puzzle. They burst in my bubble. So I'm out bursting right back. But I retaliate with a pen and paper, no hate, but still mad, still sad, still glad, still filled with mixed emotions. So I shine bright through the night. I still can't see where I'm going. So I write, and I pass the pen and paper to the homie. Those are the money trees where we continue these stories. See, for me, it all started in a jail cell. My mind wasn't well. My actions were dragging me to hell. And even my mom told me the world was cold. But I felt my heart was colder, so I went for a stroll. I didn't care where I went. I had no cruise control. And with a gun in my pocket, Pomona's my home.
Pomona's my home.
But now that I think about it, maybe that's why cops harass and treat people like me like trash. But inequities, my friend, are still no thing of the past. You can't look into my eyes and say that I speak lies when I say a cop kills a young man and a paid vacation is the prize. But if you defend yourself from them, then your life could be the price. Roses are red. Violets are blue. My skin color is brown. What color does that make you? Man, who invented this sickness? This madness makes me sick. Back in the days in the hood, they used to call me Lil Sicko, but I was never as sick as these racists. Now, some people want money, but I could settle for change. Because people of color work till they die, like slavery
without change.
But knowledge is the key, and it must be inserted in the brain so it can flow through your veins to give your children their strength. Now, everybody, I want you to unmute yourself and repeat after me. When I say knowledge, you say power. Knowledge.
Power.
Knowledge.
Power.
I said when I say knowledge, you say power. Knowledge.
Power.
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 ¿Ves? Ahorita me quieren muerto. Amarrado, balaseado como un
Un
puerco.
puerco.
You see, right now, people want me dead. I'm not talking about the thugs in the corner. More like Ku Klux and Minutemen. They want my head. Tied to a rope. Like Chicanos and Africanos. Back in the day, we had no hope. Never mind, nothing's changed. The system still got us hanging from trees. Institutionalized racism. Mass incarceration. Won't let my people free. Won't let my people be. Young, strong, intelligent minorities and POCs. They want to see me on TV. Killing, committing crimes, and living up to their prophecies. But they won't show me. Doing something positive and helping my community and getting my degree. If you agree, then repeat after me. And I need all of y'all to say, let me free.
Let me
free.
Let me free. Let me free.
Y'all still want to be in chains. I can't hear y'all. Say it one more time. Let me free.
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 Break these chains.
Break these chains.
Break these chains.
You see, they have our people in restraints. Chains. I want change. Not nickels, dimes, and quarters. I want you to break that border. Instead of segregating people, how about you show how we're all equal? Yes, we, the people. You think we're evil? Nah, homie. You see, the media's feeding you lies. Open your eyes. We're not criminals, we're people with minds. Bodies and souls, the American dream. Now that is our goal. We try to achieve, but people say no. They say you better stay in your place and stay with your race and stay in your country where nothing is great. We try to escape the place we once called home due to corruption and people in thrones. Violence grows. Poverty, robbery, no food and no clothes. You see, we're stuck in a hole or call it a grave. Our people are working, but feeling like slaves. I'm ready for rage with this pen in this page. You see, it will make you aware of people's struggles, stories, and troubles. This is real life. Don't believe me. I'll show you true stories and show you the light. Just listen to me as I spit on this mic and let us begin with the stories, all right? Thank y'all. Thank y'all. That was a small piece. And that poem was called Let Me Free. And I actually made that poem my first semester at Mount Sac for the summer bridge. For those that did do summer bridge, or summer bridge, virtually, whatever it may be, that was my talent show poem that I wrote right behind the curtains before I went on and I performed it. So that was back in 2014. And if some of you can draw parallels of the lyrics and what's happening today, right, with, mass deportations and a president, that is threatening, our way of life as well as our environment and our gente, right, and stuff like that. Like, hopefully y'all were able to see those comparisons and see that, this has been since way before this evils have been happening inside of our countries. And it's up to us and it's up to y'all, the new generation, right, to envision a world that's better. And to all of those that are putting in the work, that are organizing, that are fighting, or that want to, this is the time. The time is now. The time wasn't, yesterday, or it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be today, It's up to y'all. And, one of my things that I have on my shirt on right now, my shirt, I know it's backward. It says, building comunidad through activism, right? Building comunidad through activism. And that's a way to build community. And that's a prime example of what El Centro does, right? It's a program, a student support program, right? And resources that were made possible by students, by mechistas, by students of all different backgrounds, all different ethnicities, races, genders, sexualities, everything, right? Income statuses. And that's that power. And know that anything you want to do, you could do it if you got people power, right? Because people power, that's where it's at. The people, the power to the people. So just a little bit is that I want to share with y'all again is that, I mentioned that I went to Mount Sac. I transferred to UCLA. Go Bruins. I saw Annabelle, Doctora Annabelle. That's my femtor. That's like my mom's right there. I just want to let y'all know she's the reason why I'm even at Mount Sac. I wasn't supposed to be in Summer Bridge because I missed my orientations because I was like trying to turn in my final credits to graduate from high school. For those that don't know, I graduated from a continuation high school. How many of y'all know what a continuation high school is? Put your hands up. Or you know, put your hands up. Okay, cool. Or is there any continuation students here right now? You know, if there is, please put your hands up. Please put it in the comments. I want to let you know that I love y'all, that I appreciate y'all, and that you are power, you are energy, just like all of y'all. But us continuation students, we have a little bit different path in terms of our high schools weren't university bound, right? The goal for continuations was just to barely graduate or not graduate at all, right? For those that do know continuation schools, many of those schools, that's where students are sent when, you know, there's no more hope for them, when you know, like the school system basically gave up on them, right? And pushed them out. But through programs like El Centro, right? Through like ACES, like Bridge, like EOPS, like Aspire, like Arise, and all these different programs, equity programs that are not popping up, that was the only way I was able to make it out and transfer to UCLA, where I'm at now as a senior. And I'm currently, right now, as we speak, I'm applying for my master's program, my graduate school, because I want to continue my education, because I have great role models like Dr. Annabelle Perez, like Lizette Trejo, like Sandra, like Fabian, like all these amazing people that soon you will all be introduced to, because you have them at your disposal. And I highly ask you to please use them. That's what they're here for. They're being paid to help y'all. So take advantage of all those resources that El Centro is providing for you, please. I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to wrap up with a poem that's a recently new poem. And it's just a little bit about, you know, the education system and just a little bit about my journey and stuff like that. Once again, thank you very much to El Centro, to all the people. I saw my prima was on here, Blanca Juarez. That's my prima right there. What's up? And just please, all of y'all, take care of yourself during these crazy times. Don't forget to go outside, to take a walk, to do something that you love, that brings you happiness and stuff like that. And to me, that's poetry and art. So without further ado, here we go. Man, they said I wouldn't make it to UCLA. I started off in LA, but I quickly earned the UC. You see, flip it, reverse it, tip it, the UC earned me. But this wasn't how it was supposed to be.
You muted yourself, Alejandro.
But this wasn't how it was supposed to be. I was supposed to have died, incarcerated, or get high, putting up in a drive-by, but continuation high school got me by. But still didn't prepare me to succeed. They tried to bury me, but they didn't know I was a seed. Now look at me. I have a garden. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't that right, Marvin? But now I'm starving, or more like striking. UCLA Chicano studies got me fighting. They hella frightened, or more like scared. A man of color right here is rare. This life ain't fair. They ask me why? Because I'm a broke brewing pursuing who's doing schooling and music while making bomb music and eating pan dulce. You see, they say it can't be done until it's done. Welcome, El Centro students. Your time has begun. Thank y'all. Much love, peace, and power. Big shout out to all of y'all. Much love. You can follow me on Juarez Travels, _Juarez Travels on Instagram, or Alex Shipecoa Juarez. I know that's a big hard name. I'll put my information below. Also, I work for UCLA Centro for Community College Partnerships, and we have a lot of really cool programs on right now that I'm going to pass on to Fabian. And these programs will help you transfer from your community college to any university you want to. That was how I was able to transfer to UCLA, through the Center for Community College Partnerships, CCP. I'm the Men of Color and Formerly Incarcerated System Impacted program coordinator. So if any of you are from those identities or populations, please call me up and let's make it happen and make it transfer. Thank y'all. Much love. Peace out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alejandro. Everybody, please make sure you show him love on the chat. Make sure you do your reactions. Feel free to unmute yourself and do some snaps. And make sure y'all show him some love. We're going to make sure that we hook you all up with all of those amazing resources that Alejandro can provide us with, and so that we can create those pipelines to the universities, to the University of California system. All right, y'all. So for those of you that are here, that are new, that have been here for a while, we want to make sure that you all connect with each other. El Centro is about bridging communities together, and we want you all to meet each other. We're gonna break out into breakout rooms. If you can maybe, if you could possibly, you know, um, you know, turn on your camera so that way, the people in your small groups can see you. And if you all can please answer these questions, I'll go ahead and put them in the chat right now. So give me a second, and I'll put it on the chat so that way you all can copy that. Um, make sure you copy what I'm gonna put in the chat right now, and make sure you paste it into your breakout room so that way you can refer to it. So it's right there. So we want to know your names, your pronouns, your major. If you don't have a major, then your interests. We want to know the name of your high school. What classes are you currently taking right now? So that way, if any of you are taking any of the same classes, you all can make those connections. What made you want to attend this event? And also describe your feelings towards this upcoming semester. So I put all of these questions on the chat. Please copy it right now onto your computer, or write it down. And I'm going to go ahead and put you all into breakout rooms, okay? Okay, so you've been invited to the rooms. So please make sure you join your rooms.
Oh, yeah, and I need to step away for a minute. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My breakup room was a little quiet.
Aw.
Oh,
Hi, nice to see you guys.
Hi.
Danielle, you look so pretty.
Girl,
You look so pretty.
oh, thank you. It's because I'm getting ready for like the Mecha video we're gonna do.
Oh.
Oh.
Y'all. Yes, they.
Yeah, ooh.
Not Alyssa staring at me right now. Don't look at me. I'm embarrassed.
I'm looking.
I was napping.
Well, I will get to that after my essay.
I'll think about it.
looks like we have everybody back now. Awesome. Okay, for sure. So I hope I hope some of y'all talked. So I would really like to hear from some of you and what you shared. You know, I know you all had the chance to share with the small group. By any chance, would anybody be willing to share with the larger group?
I'm here. I got you.
Go ahead.
So my name is Pablo Avalos. I'm a him. My interest is architectural design. I've been wanting to do it since I've been in junior high. I graduated from service to high school. The classes I'm taking is Architecture 121, Architecture 101, English 1A, English 80, and Counseling 2. And my classes so far, I like it, but I was excited at first, but like everyone else, like it's virtual. I kind of wanted to be at Mount Sac. So it's kind of like I'm getting used to the headaches because being in the screen so long. But it's pretty nice. It's a nice, but I just wish I could be at the campus.
Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing. I hope we get a chance to work together in different events and see each other at different events as well. Can I have one more volunteer?
Hey, Fabian, could I participate?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Hey, everyone. My name is Eric Lara. I'm the Associate Dean for Student Success and Equity here at Mount Sac. So I just want to welcome all of you. Just a quick thing on my breakout room. I had 3 incoming freshmen. A couple were in the Promise Plus program, so it was great to hear that. And the one thing that came up was, a couple of things that came up is being nervous. And what I shared was that we're all learning together. We're all learning at the same time. This is new for us too. So as you all are trying to figure out Canvas and doing online homework and being nervous, we're doing the same thing. We're figuring out how to set it up and get everything going just like you are. So stick with it, stay in it. We're here for you. But the one thing I did want to update, one of the people in my group mentioned that the internet that they have isn't too strong. We do have free laptops and free internet that we provide to any student that needs it on campus. It is still available. Our next distribution is this Friday. So if you haven't picked up a laptop from us and you need one, if you haven't picked up free internet from us and you need one, let me know, let Fabian know, let Annabelle know. It is completely free. We'll give you the hotspot. We pay for the monthly service. So we don't want to hear that you're having trouble in school because you don't have the camera on your laptop or you don't have internet. We're here for you. Mount Sac is here to support you in any way possible. So please let us know. I can get you set up tonight, tomorrow, so you can come out on Friday to pick it up. Thank you, Fabian, for the time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lara. I know many of our students could definitely benefit from those services. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving, keep it grooving, everybody. So thank you all so much for sharing and being open with each other. We're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about, kind of like history of student movements towards El Centro type programs. So one example that I do want to give is, the example of El Centro at the University of California, Santa Barbara. And so that's actually where I got my bachelor's degree. So I was able to do a lot of research on the actual school itself. And so I was really interested in student movements and how students of color are responsible for making college campuses more equitable and basically opening the doors for for students, from different backgrounds, from different racial backgrounds, and ensuring that the schools serve students, with different needs, different abilities, different identities. And so it's always been up to the students to ensure that the colleges open their doors, and so that's basically, it started with the students. So some of the examples that I want to talk about. So these are some pictures from 1968. And so if you see if you see the mujer right here on the left hand side, her name is Yolanda Garcia. So she started UC Santa Barbara at around 1967. And so she was basically 1966, 1967. So when she started off, she said it was about 6 months before she saw another brown face on campus. Now, at that time, Latinx students, or students with Spanish surnames, made up about 1.7% of the student populations in all institutions of higher education in the United States. And so there weren't many, Latinx folks getting recruited or getting the support that they needed to go into institutions of higher education. At that time, a lot of Latinx and Chicanx folks, they were getting drafted into the Vietnam War, and so there was very few that were actually able to get a degree from a higher institution of higher education. And so Yolanda Garcia, she didn't have any support at that time. There was no programs that would help her out, and there was EOP there at that time, but they tried to take kind of like a multicultural approach, but they weren't really serving Black and brown students as much as Black and brown students needed to be served at that time. And so Yolanda did get support by the janitors, and so a lot of the janitors, they spoke Spanish. They checked up on Yolanda. Sometimes Yolanda would be crying because she felt like giving up, but they would actually go up to her and check up on her. They would give her food. They would give her burritos. Yolanda used to be made fun of in her dorm for cooking Mexican food and playing Spanish music and things like that. So she felt really out of place. But the janitors and the gardeners were able to make her feel at home. So the janitors and the gardeners were her first support program at the University of California, Santa Barbara. A few years after that, after the East LA walkouts and blowouts, some of the students that walked out in East LA, they went to University of California, Santa Barbara, and they met up with Yolanda. They called up all of the students with a Spanish surname, and they said, let's meet up at these picnic tables. So they met up at that picnic table that you see pictured right there. And there was about 7 of them. And they said, are you serious? So many Latinx and Chicanx folks in the state of California, and we're the only ones that are here at the University of California, Santa Barbara. This is wrong. So what they did was they formed UMAS, United Mexican American Students, and they had some very aggressive meetings and encounters with the administration, with the college chancellor, but they were finally able to make sure that the college chancellor hired their first Chicano counselor, and that's Bill Villa, and he's at the bottom right corner right there. He was the first Chicano counselor at EOP, and they were able to establish Chicano EOP. And so he was able to focus more on the Chicano students at that time. And so those same group of students, they met, they actually held a statewide conference called El Plan de Santa Barbara. And it's a statewide conference where a bunch of different Latinx and Chicanx folks got together at UCSB, and they put together a plan for what they called at that time a plan for higher education for Chicanos. Again, because I said, we made up 1.7% of the student population at that time. And at UC Santa Barbara specifically, Black and brown students together made up 1.1% of the student population at UC Santa Barbara. So the Chicano students, they met up, they had this meeting, and they put together a plan for higher education for Chicanos. That plan outlined 3 things. So the way that they saw that they were able to challenge institutionalized racism within the institution of higher education, UCSB, at that time, was to center the experience and to center students of color. And so the way that they did that was with this document, they outlined Chicano studies. So that was one of the ways that they thought could help Chicano students at that time. Chicano studies. They also outlined Chicano student recruitment and retention programs. So that was like Chicano EOP, and then they later created El Centro. And El Centro at UCSB housed their Chicano studies department. It housed their Chicano studies library. It housed their research center. It also housed Mecha. They ended up, as a result of El Plan de Santa Barbara, Mecha was another thing that was created, and they were based, and Mecha was giving the task, the responsibility of pushing for Chicano recruitment and retention programs like El Centro and Chicano studies programs. And so that's they've been, so Mecha's been fighting for things like this since 1969. And so as a result of that, they faced many challenges, but again, they created El Centro, and they ended up calling it El Centro Arnulfo Casillas, the Chicano Latino Cultural Center. I do want to mention that during El Plan de Santa Barbara, although they were fighting for racial equality, they did, they excluded a lot of the women, a lot of women at that time from the conversation. They excluded a lot of LGBTQ folks out of the conversation as well. Usually, or what happened during that conference was the men would go to the workshops, they would take notes, and they would come back and they would give it to the women, and the women would type up all the notes and make sense out of it. So that's like something that we should definitely talk about and be critical about. So this is their El Centro, and this is how theirs look like. And they have flat screen TVs and stuff like that. They have like they have two floors. They have a kitchen. They have at least 4 conference rooms that are utilized as study rooms. And as you can see here, this is the activities room. This is like a sala. This is like the living room where everybody gets together and the student orgs have their meetings and stuff like that. So that's El Centro at UCSB. And so fast forward to I think it was 2018. So 2018, the Mecha students, they understood their history and their responsibility, and they also pushed for things like ethnic studies at Mount SAC. They also advocated for the Fountain of the Indigenous People of the World, for its maintenance to be kept up to date. They also pushed for El Centro, because in their mind, they saw that Latinx students made up a majority of the student population at Mount SAC. They understood that Latinx students have the lowest rates of educational attainment. They also understood that when Latinx students start college, most of them start off at a community college like Mount SAC. And they also understood that there wasn't a program at Mount SAC with the mission statement that said that it was geared, or it was meant to serve Latinx students. So they advocated for a student support program, and they went to countless board of trustee meetings, associated student government meetings. They held sit-ins. They also passed around petitions, and they did all kinds of different types of advocacy work. And then finally, in the spring of 2019, the students were able to, El Centro was placed into the Bridge program, and so now we have a office space in the Bridge program, and Bridge has been they have been very instrumental in supporting the Latinx students, and they've been, but now they have this new component of El Centro, and so I'm really grateful for the students and for the staff who have been making it work. And so that's just a tiny bit of history. If you know me, I could go on for hours about this, but I have to cut it short. And so that's just a little bit about the history, but a little bit about the future of El Centro. So the president of the college, Bill Scroggins, the CEO, Dr. Bill Scroggins, he actually laid out a plan for El Centro, because the students, they didn't stop advocating once they got this space in the Bridge program. So because of the student advocacy, the college president actually announced that he's going to be hiring a director for El Centro. He's also going to be hiring a coordinator for El Centro, and he's going to be moving El Centro to building 26D. which you know, when we go back to campus, a lot of students, a lot of you will have your history classes in that building. You'll have your English classes in that building as well. And the room that he's planning on putting at Centro is like 3 classrooms big, so it's going to be a really big space. So, you know, so stay tuned for those upcoming changes. And so we have the privilege of having an amazing person. Their name is Daisy Cardenas. And so Daisy is actually one of the students that was there when they were doing the advocacy work for El Centro. And so we're gonna hear a little bit of words from Daisy. She's our keynote speaker for today. So if you could please give Daisy a round of applause, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen so that way, you know, we can see Daisy and we can feel her presence. Daisy, go ahead and introduce yourself. Thank you for being here today.
Hi everyone. My name is Daisy Cardenas Moreno. And yeah, my pronouns are in my thingy, whatever. What's it called? So I don't even know where to start. I have like my outline, but yeah. Okay, so I'm currently still a student at Mount Sac. As of spring 2020, I thought I was gonna transfer. I was like set, I had my admission to UCR and everything. But unfortunately I wasn't able to transfer. My living situation was very unstable at the time and had been for like basically my whole life. And COVID definitely did not help that. And that is one thing that a lot of educators honestly forget, that there's like just being on campus can mean like a big, like just a giant just like advantage to disadvantaged students. Yeah, like, and on top of that, it's programs like these and spaces like El Centro that add like even more fair ground to a lot of us. So yeah, I'm just gonna speak a little bit about like what El Centro is to me, and yeah, just bear with me. So like technically, and its technicality, El Centro is a physical space, you know, like as of now has been an office, and as we demanded, the students demanded, not just Mecha, but like students from the Pride Center and so on, demanded as of February 26th of this year, El Centro will now be moving to like the 3rd floor of 2060. For those of you who may not be familiar with campus yet because you're starting out or whatever, hopefully you get to see the move. I hope I get to see the move, but honestly, realistically, I probably won't. But yeah, so it's not just a physical space and like a programming of events cater to students, first gen students, low income students. It's not just that to me, but also theoretically, it is a space where we can be like critical and foster what's it called? Just our narratives and like the worth that non-Western thought is, because a lot of us, we may not realize it, do have like from our roots and from our background do have non-Western knowledge. And yeah, so I thought it was interesting personally that for example, Fabian showing us the Centro at Santa Barbara. I use Santa Barbara. One of my favorite things about it personally is how it has a kitchen, right? And like when I first say this, you could be like, oh, like how like that's a lot to ask. Like, oh, like that's really ambitious of you to want for a Centro one day. But personally, like so many students are food insecure, and like not that they're like going like day by day starving, but just kind of like, what standard do we actually set for students of color, first gen students, low income students, in terms of nutrition? You know, like it's really important for us to be able to have the same meals that a person who doesn't have to like be exploited at work every day, who doesn't have to like run around doing things just to be able to live life. Like it's really important for us to eat just that, like basic necessities. So yeah, so like that, having a kitchen at a centro is like very, very dear in my heart. So yeah, so that in a sense is kind of el centro to me, at the very foundation of it, you know. If we build up, it's definitely a space where we foster like our own voices and our own narratives. Because a lot of the time we could think of history as like, oh, this thing that happened, or like, oh, like I guess I'm this, so like I don't really know what it means. But personally, like a lot of the times we don't really realize how important the knowledge we hold and how important our identities are until more privileged people in academia and higher institutions go do research in our communities, or go do research about our communities that is extractive and that we have like no benefit of. So it's really important to be able to know our own worth in terms of identities, but also be very critical of it. So for example, what's it called? As someone, okay, so a little about me. I was born in Tijuana, and I moved to Covina when I was 11. Prior to that, my mom had been living all her life in this little pueblito, called Ixtlahuacan in Colima, right? It's very non-Western. It's very what people would consider third world. But the reality is that if people care to set that as a standard, it's a very sustainable place. So like that's one, you know? And so yeah, I can trace back, although I have not reconnected with my indigenous roots yet, I can trace back like where they come from. And personally, as a non-binary individual, I would love to study gender outside of the Western binary, right? But personally, when I think of it, and because I've been in spaces like El Centro, and I can be very, very critical of it, if I were to go to, let's say, UCR, which is where I still want to go, and I wanted to do a study abroad in Oaxaca, per se, and study Muxes and study non-Western gender identities, yes, it would be very cool personally, but I would be not replicating, but I would be I always run out of words. Allowing like these systems of colonialism to keep the cycle going, because what's it called? I'm like going off tangent, and I'm so sorry, but this is just how I think. And I had my outline too, but this happens nonetheless. I'm only Fabian's mentee. I can only do so much. But what's it called? So yeah, it would be very cool for me to study that personally, but also with that knowledge and that exposure to folks that have been living outside of the gender binary per se, they can go through a lot of gender violence, not only femicides, but also like transphobic violence. So it's really spaces like this that have to become critical of not only my place in the world, but also like in terms of underprivilege, but also my place in the world in terms of privilege. Because yeah, like as I explained, but it's also the like this level of what's it called, being conscious has come with a price, you know, like a lot of the times in spaces where we like when spaces where marginalized people come together based on per se, let's say like ethnicity, race and such like that, people are very dismissive of like like you like don't call out people, like it's not good, like it takes privilege to know these things. But a lot of us personally have learned these things not because we've been in spaces of academia, but because it's our life. And yeah, although I am in higher education, I am personally very against how academia functions today. I would love to change how it functions, just because it replicates like colonialism, and it replicates imperialism, and it replicates like just hierarchies that weren't built for us. And yeah, that's my whole spiel on how El Centro fosters critical thought. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daisy. Please give a round of applause, everybody. Show her love real quick.
Bravo, Daisy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Thank you for covering that, Daisy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start talking about like some of the stuff that El Centro has to offer students, and also, what do we have coming up for this semester, right? I know we're all we're in Zoom University right now, but we're still gonna be making things happen, everybody. So I did get some questions, some personal or some I don't even know what to call it here, private messages. I was gonna say DMs, but it's private messages on here on Zoom. So on how to join El Centro. So we'll go ahead and go through that right now. So with El Centro, we offer peer-to-peer support. So a lot of what Daisy was talking about, where folks come together and they analyze what's around them, education, society in itself, and support each other when making breakthroughs and having a better understanding on what's going on around us. So we have that. You can find peer-to-peer support at El Centro. We also have a Latinx studies library at El Centro. There's a communal space. So those are some of the things that we offer in the physical space on campus. We also have cultural events and workshops like Dia de los Muertos. We've had workshops like what does it mean to be Latina or X. We've also had movie nights where we saw a documentary that covered that talked about how Mexican American study was banned in Arizona in the year 2010. We also have leadership and community engagement opportunities. So opportunities for students to go out into the community and build their skills and really put their education into practice. And we also attend Raza Youth conferences. So it's kind of like, conferences at different universities, like at UCLA, like at UCSB. And we kind of we take like a student of color lens when it comes to really looking at these universities and how they can support students of color and how they can support you. And so in order to sign up, just make sure you send us an email. So send an email with your name, your email address, your phone number, and send it to elcentro@mountsac.edu. It's at the bottom of the flyer right here. Make sure you send us that information, and we will go ahead and add you to our email list. So we will email you every time we have events. So we had some Zoom events where we had like a poetry, writing, spoken word workshop with Doctora Irene Sanchez. We also had a cooking with El Centro, where I actually hosted a little cooking workshop on Instagram Live. So you could definitely still find us in the virtual realm. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at El Centro _ Mount Sac, and also on Facebook, El Centro at Mount Sac. And so just some of the things that we have coming up. Oh, sorry, I need to show you all one last thing. So again, those are some of the services that we do provide for students on campus, but we also provide counseling. So counseling is very important as a college student in order to make sure you stay on track. And so you can actually make appointments with counselors by going to by searching up Mount Sac Bridge Program, and you can actually click right here where it says access a counselor. It says current Bridge students only, but if you're an El Centro student, you have access to all of the services that Bridge offers. So you can go ahead and make an online appointment right there, and just make sure you put your username for Mount Sac and also your password for your Mount Sac account. So those are some of the services that you can still utilize here through Zoom and through online. And so some of the upcoming events that we have. So in September, it's Latinx Heritage Month, starting September 15th. And so we're currently at the El Centro Welcome. We're also going to be doing a what does it mean to be Latina or X, so we can explore those identities a little bit further. And in October, we're planning on having a what does it mean to be a queer, Latina, or X, so we can further explore those identities. And we're also planning on doing a workshop for Dia de los Muertos, so we can, explore that a little bit and explore how different folks in different cultures and different areas in Latin America, celebrate the dead. And in November, we're gonna, we really want to kind of show students and learn about the land that they're on. And so we're planning on putting together a Tongva history talk, and where we have some of the Tongva folks come and speak to our students and kind of teach us, who are the Tongva, right? And what are they currently up to, and how can we support them? We're also going to be having a workshop called Decolonizing Thanksgiving, so we can learn a little bit about the true history behind Thanksgiving as well. And in December, we want to kind of wind it down a little bit. You all are going to be, busy with finals and everything, so we kind of want to provide a little stress relief, a little spoken word, art expression and poetry workshop called Rose That Grew from the Concrete. So that's just a little bit about what you can, what you can expect this upcoming fall semester. And we'll go ahead and update you all once we have, once we get closer to the spring semester, and we'll talk a little bit about what events we're going to be having at that time. So at the moment, so I do kind of, we threw out a lot of information at you all, and we kind of want to hear from you. We want to know, how do you feel about starting your fall 2020 semester? We want to hear from you all, and we'll go ahead and close it out with this discussion right here. I would love to hear from everybody on this Zoom meeting right now. So how do you feel about starting your fall 2020 semester, and when thinking about all the programs and services and things that El Centro has to offer and Mount SAC has to offer, and given COVID and everything like that, how do you feel about starting your fall semester? Would anybody like to volunteer?
I got you.
I'll volunteer. Oh wait.
Okay, so we could do Pablo, we heard from you, so we'll do Adela first, and then we can hear from you, Pablo, and then we'll hear from the rest.
All right.
Go ahead, Adela.
I feel a bit better knowing like being part of like the Promise Plus programs, and then like all these programs that we're getting like introduced to. I feel better knowing that it's like a better community too, because of the being like a Latina and stuff like that. I feel like better knowing there's also more programs that's just mostly like about just like a community and everything like that. I feel more like relaxed and not that much nervous I was before. I don't feel like as alone.
Thank you so much, Adela. We're here to support you. Go ahead, Pablo.
So like summer bridge and stuff like that they have really helped me. Like I know what I'm expected to do, and like I know how to do everything, but just being online, like I didn't think it was actually gonna be that tough. It's not like tough, like, oh, like the homework is tough and stuff, but it's like annoying because you're on the screen for so long, and it just like I get headaches and my eyes, like, they're all messed up now because of being in the screen so long. But that's pretty much it. Like it's pretty chill. It's not that tough. It's just annoying, like being on the screen.
Can I share? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Remember to go on walks. Well, I don't know. I can't really tell you. I can't really encourage you to go on a walk right now. But remember to unplug yourself and drink. Make sure you drink water and make sure you unplug for a little bit. Thank you so much for sharing. Go ahead,
Go, Pablo. Thank you very much, Fabian. As for me, I am coming back into school again. I did drop out after the transition to online. I never liked online, never ever liked it since high school. But as of right now, it's been pretty good, not as bad as I thought. I do have to agree with Pablo. It's a lot of trying to like stare at a screen, talk on camera, and also just getting used to like working at your own home, because when I was starting school last year for my first year, I was always on campus the whole day and I was never at home. But now that I'm starting at home doing school, it's a difference, and it's not that bad. But I hope it gets better soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexander. And we're here, like I said, we're here to support you all. And so we have Jennifer Cadena Demetrio. You raised your hand. You want to go ahead and speak?
Yes, okay, so how I feel about this fall 2020 semester is well, I didn't really expect it to be this way, like my first year of college, especially because where I live, it's very small. It's like it just a one room, and I have my family members, like my mom, she recently got laid off, and it's been really hard being on Zoom and on the meetings and all of that because I really don't have space. So I have to be going outside and being on my Zoom meetings. So it could be a little hard, especially right now with like ashes falling down. But it's been with my grades and the workload, it's been fine. I kind of prepared myself before to like with agendas and how to like set myself clear and setting assignments on certain due days. So like for example, when I get a lot of assignments, I put my easy assignments first and then the harder ones at the end. So it has really helped me. But overall, it's been pretty good, and also getting these amazing workshops offered, it makes me feel a little more comfortable with the help that I'm getting from Mount Sac. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Definitely, please continue to take advantage of all the workshops, as many workshops as you can. The only reason why we're doing this is because we want to make sure that you succeed. We understand that it is tough, but we will work together and we'll get through it. All right.
I'll go
So
ahead and share.
thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Monique Nerida Sanchez. My pronouns are she, hers. And let's see, for this semester, I am pretty nervous. Also already a little stressed, but that's fine. It's a pretty big semester. Um, yeah, I'm also applying to transfer, so that's scary. But yeah, I also want to share with you all, since we're here talking about community and coming together. I'm actually co-chair along with Estefania Sanchez this semester of Mecha, and we're having our first meeting September 19th, and we would love to see you all come participate, talk. We will be meeting the semester on Zoom, and we're really excited to like get everything started, get it all together. There's a few officers here as well. Hope that they introduce themselves. But yeah, like El Centro has definitely been a really big thing of Mecha, and something that we've put a lot of effort into and are continuing to try and work with admin. We recently met up with some trustees to kind of discuss the direction that the school is taking El Centro in, and they actually communicated to us that they weren't initially thinking of involving students in committees, but after our meeting, a few of them expressed that we should be a part, and we're still trying to establish that, it's just because we're getting a bigger space doesn't mean that it's over. So yeah, like I said, y'all should come join our meetings. Again, it's September 19th September 18th at 3 p.m. So yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So for the Metro meeting, will you be posting like the flyer on the Instagram page or?
Yes. Daisy put our Instagram in the comments in the chat box. And we will be posting all kinds of updates there, especially as we're more online. So if y'all really want to stay up to date, I would really recommend following that. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for doing the plug-in for Mecha. It's important for students to get involved, y'all. I was actually one of the folks who helped restart Mecha at Mount Sac, and Mecha really gave me direction, and it gave me a purpose in life, and so that's to me, I'm really grateful that you all are still here, and still working hard and still getting students involved, even in these times. All right, so we have a hand raised. I know when we put together Mecha, when we put together El Centro, the students, said that they wanted El Centro to be, inviting of the community, and so I'll go ahead and let Vanessa Morales speak because she has her hand raised. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Vanessa Morales. I'm not a student from college, Mount Sac, and all that stuff, but I will be. I actually am a student from James Madison Elementary School, and I am Fabian's niece. I am Fabian's niece, and I'm Fabian's niece. Maybe y'all see me that I endorse him for for his campaign on being, I forgot what it's called, but yeah. And when I'm 12, I'm gonna run for being a youth commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. It feels. I'm glad the community feels, feels like El Centro is accepting of them enough to join us. So thank you so much to community members like Vanessa. Does anybody else? Would anybody else like to share? How do you
I
feel?
can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hi. I'm Crystal Xavier Ardunez. My pronouns are they, she. I'm also part of the Mecha Club. I am the treasurer. This is my first year as being a higher member of the club. And for those of you who are new to the school, Mecha was always a place that I always found all right, cool. These are people that have the same mentality, and they also opened me up to new mentalities. So if you're ever looking for that safe space, or just a new family to be part of, definitely try out Mecha. Everybody's inviting, everybody's cool, everybody's chill. You learn new things. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we have time for one last person to speak. Can we have one last person?
I'll share.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Johan Leonidas Buenrostro. And if we're talking about, I think it was the fall semester, I'm really excited. It's my first semester in college, so I'm fresh out of high school, and I'm really excited. I know for a lot of people, the transition to online school is kind of difficult, but yeah, I'm kind of excited. Even though online school is like a lot of people say is difficult, I find it kind of easy because towards the end of high school we had to transition to online school, so I found the transition from high school online school to college online school being really smooth, and I'm really grateful for it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for being here today. And I hope you all connect with each other and keep connecting with us. And we got your back. We're gonna be working together to make sure you all are supported. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. You all have my email. Feel free to email El Centro at Mount Sac. Uh, and we'll be here for you all if you all need anything. Annabelle, did you want to say a few words?
Yes, I wanted to, hi everyone. I wanted to, of course, see if we can give Fabian a round of applause for putting this together and for really putting his heart and soul into our event today. Like I said, if you haven't met Fabian, if you're new to the college and this is the first time that you get to meet him, please reach out to him and get to know him even more than just today. He's a wealth of resources and knowledge that he'll blow your mind. He blows my mind all the time. I'm always learning from Fabian. The other thing that the other person I wanted to also thank is, of course, Alejandro. I don't know if he's still here, but Alejandro, thank you for being with us today. And of course, our speaker, Daisy, thank you so much. It was nice to see you. You were amazing, always on point. And then I wanted to provide another opportunity to get you all involved on campus. I really appreciate that Monique mentioned that they met with some board members to talk about student input in the El Centro and the future of El Centro. That is necessary, that is a must. And so some of you may or may not know that Mount SAC received a Title V grant of $3 million for the next 5 years. I think we're already in our second year of the grant. And so there's an opportunity for 1 or 2 students to be part of the steering committee for the Title V grant. And so what that means is that you would be part of a group of faculty and staff and students who kind of are the overseeing how the grant is being used and how the money is being used. And so we are wanting students to be part of this committee because, one, that's a lot of money, $3 million. And two, the reason for the grant is to make sure that there's an increase in the success of all students, but particularly Latino students, Latino and Latina and Latinx students. And so you have an opportunity, one, to be on a committee that has money tied to it, and also you will have an opportunity to give your opinions about the things that are happening with the grant. And also you get a chance to put this on your resume, that you were part of a committee that had to do with really making an impact for the Latino students and Latinx students at Mount SAC. And so we want to reach out to you and ask if anybody is interested. The committee meets maybe like 2 to 3 times a year, so the time commitment isn't too bad. The first meeting is September 25th, which is in a couple of weeks. So if you are interested in sitting on this committee, it's again the Title V Steering Committee, please email Fabian just with a sentence or two as to why you are interested in being part of this committee. And then what we'll do is we'll collect everyone's names. Hopefully we have more than 1 or 2 people that are interested. If we do, then we'll collect everybody's information and probably do some kind of lottery system to see who's part of the committee, okay? So again, if you're interested, and this is a huge opportunity to really leave your mark and give your opinion and represent the students, as to how the Title V grant is being used and what the goals are, and you get to give your perspective as a student, but also as a student who participates in El Centro. So again, email Fabian. I think he's put his email several times on the chat, and just let him know that you're interested and why you're interested, and then we'll reach out to you for the September 25th meeting, which is at 9 in the morning. Okay. So thank you so much. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to put a plug in on that committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annabelle.
Vanessa, you're my hero. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. But thank you all so much again for being here today, taking time to be here with us. I hope you all, got something helpful out of this and useful. Just know that we are all here to help you out. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up on Instagram, hit us up through email, or make sure you make an appointment with a counselor on the Bridge website. Thank you all so much. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe from the ashes and the hotness.
Bye.
Wait, as we leave, Annabelle, I miss you.
I miss you. I'm so happy for
you. I miss you.
Bye. Nice to see all of you.
Everybody.
We didn't do a picture.
Oh, next time.
Oh,
Next time.
Next time.
Next
Yeah,
time.
I miss you guys so much. I think about you every day.
Stay safe out there.
Miss you too. Bye.
Thank you.
Vanessa, you rock. Bye.
Vanessa for president. Vanessa for president.
Vanessa, I want to be like you when I grow up. For real.
All right, y'all.
All right,
Take care.
Bye.